For centuries, physicists had heated debates on one question: is light a wave or a particle? Supporters of one group believed that light was made up of waves, while the other believed that it was made up of particles. While both of them did not have enough evidence to support their viewpoints, it was this simple experiment by Thomas Young in 1801 that settled the debate for a while. When a wave is passed through a slit, it bends after passing through the gap, something like this. In the double slit experiment, we have two slits instead of one. Wave goes from both the slits and bends to form an interference pattern. When light is passed through a double slit, one might just expect to see two bands of illuminated areas on the screen. But surprisingly, it forms an interference pattern. If we draw a graph of the intensity of light on the screen, we find a pattern of dark and light areas, and the graph looks like this. The middlemost area is the highest in brightness, and the pattern fades away over the edges. This is because when two waves of opposite displacements meet, they cancel each other out. It is called destructive interference. When two waves with displacements in the same direction meet, they strengthen each other. This is called constructive interference. When light passes through a double slit, it behaves like a wave and follows the exact same rules to form the constructive and destructive interference patterns, like the ones produced by water waves when they interact with each other. You can try this at home by producing ripples in water in two different areas. The fact that light produces interference patterns actually shows that light is a wave. Does that mean game over for the other side? Well, not so fast. Einstein in 1905 came up with his theory of the photoelectric effect, which won him the Nobel Prize and showed that light does behave like a particle. That would be the topic of another video. For now, we'll focus on the modern double slit experiment, which is the more interesting one. When I first learned about it, it absolutely blew my mind. This experiment is exactly the same as the old-fashioned one, but instead of light, we fire electrons through the double slit. And surprisingly, we find the interference pattern yet again. What on earth is going on here? An electron, always thought of as a particle, now behaves like a wave? Why? Physicists thought that electrons might be colliding with each other to somehow form this interference pattern. To avoid the collisions, physicists decided to fire electrons one by one and now observe what happens. And again we find an interference pattern. Electrons are behaving like waves. There must be something fishy happening over this region. They now decided to put a detector which will keep a track on which slit an electron goes through. And this time, we find two bands of electrons on the screen. Damn! For unknown reasons, electrons this time behaved like particles. This experiment opened the gates for the weird, mysterious and beautiful world of quantum mechanics, where electrons behave like particles or as waves depending on whether they are being observed or not. In the next video, I will explain what's going on here. Till then, I want you to just let this sink into your minds. Thanks for watching. Go hit that subscribe button if you liked the video. And I know you're opening a new tab to go to Google and search for the answers. Well, good luck on that. But I promise to provide you a much simpler explanation in the next video. Bye for now.